Assalamu alaikum, myself Samia Abdurrahim. Dear student, I hope you are well and great doing. The videos on this topic contain instructive and educational content that is both shareable and easy to retain. So let's start. Temperature and body fluid regulation. So first of all, what is temperature and body fluid regulation? Temperature or body fluid regulation is a mechanism in which body maintain their temperature and ion or salt concentration in the body fluid. Body fluid regulation. An excretory system regulates body fluid concentration dependent the concentration of mineral ions and salts like sodium and potassium. Water can enter the body through drink, food, metabolism. Then homeostasis. So what is homeostasis? Homeostasis is the ability or tendency to maintain internal stability in an organism to compensate for environmental changes. For example, an example of homeostasis is the human body is keeping the average body temperature is 98.6 degree, as you can see in this image. Then temperature regulation. Temperature regulation or thermoregulation is the ability of an organism to keep its body temperature within certain boundaries, even when the surrounding temperature is very different. Then hypothalamus. Hypothalamus detect and control the changes in temperature. Hypothalamus control the changes in temperature. For example, if the temperature of an organism is high, then the 98.6 degree, then the hypothalamus control these changes and give message to sweat gland to produce sweat. By producing sweat, the temperature of an organism is become normal. And same as above, if the temperature of an organism is too cold or low, then the shivering processes occur to generate heat, which maintain their body temperature. As you can see in this image, that hypothalamus control the change in temperature. Then impact of temperature on animal life. Temperature affect animals in different ways of life, like respiration, reproduction, growth, ontogenetic development, coloration, cell moisture, metabolism, morphology, cyclomorphosis, animal behavior, animal distribution. Then heat gain and heat loss in animal. Animal gain heat and heat loss in different ways of life, like evaporation, conduction, radiation, convection, respiration, and metabolism. All these ways in which animal heat gain and heat loss. Some solutions to temperature fluctuation. Some solutions to temperature fluctuation in which animal can survive in extreme of temperature. Number 1, daily torpor. Number 2, ectothermy. Number 3, endothermic. Number 4, poikilothermic. And number 5, coping mechanism. Animals are dividing into two groups due to the mechanism of heat gain or heat loss. Number 1, ectotherm. Number 2, endotherm. Ectotherm are those animals which can derive most of their body heat from environment, and endotherm are those animals which can derive most of body heat from cellular process. Ectotherm have low rate of metabolism, endotherm have high rate of metabolism. Ectotherm are mostly heterotherms, endotherms are mostly homeotherms. Example of ectotherms are reptile, fishes, amphibians, and invertebrates, but endotherms includes birds and mammals. Then solutions of surviving animal in temperature fluctuation. Number 1, poikilothermy. Number 2, coping mechanism. Poikilothermy, an organism that cannot regulate its body temperature except by behavioral means such as basking and burrowing. Then coping mechanism. Animal can find the habitat which they cannot content with extreme temperature. As you can see in this image, poikilothermy and coping mechanism. Then temperature regulation in invertebrates. Invertebrates thermoregulation. Invertebrates thermoregulation is a mechanism in which invertebrate animals maintain their body heat or temperature by different ways. For example, insects maintain their body temperature within certain boundaries. For example, moths generate their body heat prior to flight, but their abdomen is relatively cool. Then earthworm. Earthworms are cold-blooded animals, cannot regulate their body temperature, maintain their body temperature between 60 to 80 degrees. Extreme temperature earthworms burrow themselves for their survival. Then sponges. Sponges branching folding mechanism occur to maintain their temperature. Then echinoderms. Echinoderms, for example, starfishes are belong to echinoderm phyla. Starfish coming towards shade when temperature is high. During hot or low tide, starfish fill their body with cold water in the high tide, and it is preparation for next low tide. Then temperature regulation in vertebrates. Vertebrates include fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. First of all, temperature regulation in fishes. Fishes are cold-blooded animals. Fishes are ectotherms, and their body temperature are changed from surrounding temperature. Some fishes live near to shore, keep their body temperature normal. Gills and swim bladder of fishes also help in maintain their body temperature. Then temperature regulation in amphibians. These animals have smooth skin, cold-blooded animals, and are heterotherms, which cannot generate their body heat by own cellular metabolism. They can hibernate themselves in extreme of temperature. Then temperature regulation in reptiles. Reptiles have dry skin, cold-blooded animals, ectotherms, and they hibernate themselves and winter sleep. All these mechanisms help to regulate body temperature in reptiles. Then thermoregulation in birds. Temperature regulation in birds. Birds are endotherms animals, maintain their body heat by internal metabolism, have high metabolism, and have hair and feathers which help in regulation in their temperature. Then temperature regulation in mammals. Mammals are endotherms, maintain their body heat by cellular process, maintain body heat by the shivering. They have sweat gland, hair on their body which help to regulate their body temperature. Then control of water and solute, osmoregulation and excretion. So first of all, what is osmoregulation? Osmoregulation regulates solutes and ion concentration and balance the gain and loss of water. And excretion is the removal of nitrogenous waste from the body. Then excretory products are waste products. Excretory products are three kinds of excretory products. Number 1, ammonia. Number 2, urea. Number 3, uric acid. The amount of waste product which is excreted by animal is dependent on animal habitat and evolutionary history. Ammonia are toxic and require large amount of waste water for excretion from body. Fishes excrete ammonia. Their skin and gills are in direct contact with water, do not require a lot of energy for their production. Urea is less toxic than ammonia. It is secreted as a concentrated solution. It allows the terrestrial element to conserve water. Sharks, frogs, and mammals excrete urea. require a lot of energy for their production of urea. Uric acid. Uric acid production require a lot of energy. Uric acid is less toxic than ammonia and urea. Birds excrete uric acid. Birds have high metabolic rate, do not dissolve in water readily, therefore is excreted concentrated to conserve water in body. Birds, reptiles and insects excrete uric acid. Then osmoregulation in invertebrates. Number 1. Planaria. Planaria have flame cell with cilia to filtrate out excess water from their body and maintain solute and ion concentration. You can see in this image flame bulb, flame cell diagram. Hyposmotic invertebrates. Both marine and freshwater invertebrates are hyposmotic, some exception. For example, paleomontes are hypoosmotic in freshwater and hyperosmotic in marine water. Artemia live hypososmotically in hyperregulate under salt condition many times than seawater. Osmoregulation in freshwater invertebrates. Body fluid of freshwater invertebrates are hyperosmotic. Useful ions are extracted by the means of organ of extraction. Many freshwater invertebrates produce a lot of urine. For example, crayfish ascates, crustacean daphnia, clam and anodonta are freshwater invertebrates. Then osmoregulation in vertebrates. Vertebrates include fishes, birds, mammals, reptiles. Osmoregulation in freshwater fishes and how freshwater fishes osmoregulate their body. First of all, active ion uptake through gills. You can see in this image active ion uptake through gills, water absorption through skin, and then dilute urine is formed or a dilute urine form and excrete their body. Then osmoregulation and excretion in marine fishes. How marine fishes osmoregulate their body? First of all, gain of water and salt ion from food, gain of water and salt ion from drinking seawater, excretion of salt ion from gills, and excretion of salt osmotic water loss through gills and other parts of body surface, and excretion of salt ions and small amount of water in scanty urine from kidney. All these mechanisms help to marine fishes to osmoregulate their body. Then excretion and osmoregulation in birds. Osmoregulation in birds refers to various mechanisms in which birds regulate their body ions and solute concentration. In birds, kidney, lower intestine and salt glands are present for osmoregulation. Excretory system is efficient and lightweight. It does not store waste like liquid in bladder. Birds convert the excretory products into uric acid. Uric acid travel to cloaca and excrete from body. Then osmoregulation and excretion in mammals. The kidney carries out the function of excretion and osmoregulation by making the urine from material delivered in the blood. Excretion is brought about by the transfer of waste product such as urea from blood to urine. Osmoregulation is brought about by the varying salts and volume concentration in the urine. Then human urinary system. Human urinary system consists of paired of kidney, renal artery, renal vein, ureter, urinary bladder and urethra. Each kidney is supplied blood to the renal artery and drained out by renal vein. Urine exits each kidney through a duct which is called ureter. Both ureters drain into a common urinary bladder and expel out from urinary bladder through urethra. You can see in this image human excretory system which is consist of pair of kidney, ureter, urinary bladder, urethra, and also you can see the diagram of nephron. Structure of mammalian metanephric kidney. Mammalian kidney, which is called metanephric kidney, consists of two regions. outer renal cortex and inner renal medulla. You can see in this image all of the part of the human metanephric kidney, which is renal vein, left kidney renal capsule, medulla, minor calyx, major calyx, renal pelvic, renal columns, renal papilla, renal cortex, renal pyramids, ureter. Then nephron. Nephron, the functional unit of kidney. Microscopically, each kidney composed of 1 million tiny tubules, which is called nephron. The nephron of kidney produced urine. Some nephron are located primarily in the renal cortex and some located in the renal medulla. This is the structure of nephron, which is consists of distal tubule, collecting duct, lobe of Henle, branches of renal vein, glomerulus, and then proximal tubule. The function of kidney in urine formation. An average person produces urine of 1 to 2 liter urine daily. So the urine production requires 3 distinct processes. Number 1, glomerulus filtration. Number 2, tubular reabsorption. Number 3, tubular secretion. Number 1, tubular filtration. Tubular filtration at the Malpighian body, glomerulus and capsule of Bowman. Tubular reabsorption at convoluted tubule and tubular secretion at convoluted tubule. The kidney and homeostasis. How the kidney maintain homeostasis? Kidney are the organ of homeostasis due to 4 main reasons. Number 1, they excrete metabolic waste such as urea, which is primary excretory product in human. Number 2, they maintain the water-salt balance in the body. Number 3, they maintain acid-base concentration in the body. Number 4, they secrete hormones. The kidney and homeostasis. Through the hormone antidiuretic hormone ADH, the water is kept constant. Salt is reabsorbed through the hormone aldosterone hormone by the mechanism of sodium-potassium pump. Aldosterone is a hormone that increases the reabsorption of water and sodium and releases the potassium in the kidney. Then it is the tubular secretion of H positive and NH4 positive from the blood into the tubular fluid, that is urine, which is excreted from the body via the ureter, urinary bladder and urethra, that keep the blood pH normal. The movement of these ions helps to conserve sodium bicarbonate. The typical pH of urine is 6. All of these reference about my topic, my introduction. Thank you.